What is liberation theology? 4. Interpreting difficult queer scriptures. Imagine trying to read a book where some pages seem to speak directly against who you are. That's what many LGBTQ+ people face when they look at certain biblical passages. Liberation theology offers a way to read these texts differently. It started as a way for oppressed groups to understand scripture from their own experiences. When applied to queer scriptures, it asks us to see the Bible through the lens of those who have been marginalized. It reminds us that God's concern is especially for those who face exclusion and discrimination. This approach challenges traditional readings that have been used to justify homophobia or transphobia. It encourages us to look at the original context of biblical texts, including the language and culture of the time. Sometimes, words that seem to condemn queer identities are based on mistranslations or cultural misunderstandings. For example, some Greek words in the New Testament that were thought to condemn homosexuality are now understood differently by scholars. They might refer to exploitative or abusive behaviors rather than consensual same-gender relationships. Liberation theology also highlights the core themes of love, justice, and inclusion in the Bible. It affirms that queer people are part of God's creation and that Scripture can be read in ways that support their dignity and worth. This method invites queer individuals and allies to interpret Scripture with their lived experiences in mind. It encourages questioning oppressive teachings and advocating for inclusive church practices. Practically, it means engaging with Scripture critically and contextually. It involves using personal experiences to find affirming meanings in biblical texts. It also calls for challenging interpretations that have been used to exclude or marginalize. This approach helps create space for queer identities within faith communities, emphasizing that God's message is one of liberation and love for all. In the end, liberation theology, for interpreting difficult queer scriptures, is about freeing Scripture from harmful misreadings. It seeks to affirm the spiritual identities of LGBTQ+ people and promote justice within religious spaces. It offers a way to connect biblical texts with the realities of queer lives, making faith a source of empowerment and hope.